Okay, world. This is a repair video on the Federal. This is a Federal LPRSS3. 3 meaning 3 foot wide. It's a Federal Industries. The tag and the unit is down here. The tag, I think, is, oh no, there's the power switch right there. And there's how they control the timer over here. That's the tensionometer. That controls a relay, solid state relay underneath it. That's what we're going to get into. That's what this video is about. Complaint customer here is his product is getting frozen. Good complaint kind of to have, better than the other way. But anyways, so we're going to get into it and see what's wrong. Okay guys, this is about the notices on the back of this Federal. As you can read, it says do not install this unit with the back tight to the wall. You need 6 to 8 inches of clearance between the rear and a wall. So that's a lot, okay? Doesn't apply to remotes, okay? And the front air discharge options ones. But refrigeration condenser coil needs to be cleaned every 2 weeks on this unit. That is because they run the condenser fan 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Condenser fan motor never stops on these units. They do that because there's an condensate evaporation tray in there, and it steams the water out, and the fan is what they use to blow the steam out of the back here. That's what you'll see on the rest of the tag here. It says during normal defrost cycles, steam from the condensate evaporator may be visible. So it boils the water when it's in the off cycle. Ice melts on the evaporator and goes into the electric condensate tray, and the steam comes off of it, and it blows out the back. So, and also in this particular model, when you're installing, there's a security cover or a night curtain that pulls down over the front of this machine. You gotta put the dial all the way counterclockwise at night, and then when you open the product thing, open the cover, you gotta return the dial back to the 10-minute setting. Kind of a pain in the rear. But, I don't think my customers are doing that, so I think it's okay to just leave it in the 10-minute setting. It would be different if you're having the dial. There's a dial goes from like I think from 0 minutes to 60 minutes, and I think it's, I don't know, maybe it's, I know it's, maybe it's 30 minutes. I know it's but most of the time this dial, no, it's actually 60 minutes. Yeah, that's what I thought. So there's that's the run time on the refrigeration cycle, on the refrigeration unit. So most of these units, you set them at 10 minutes, or not even, you know. So they're pretty damn efficient. They got R404 little condenser units in them under here. But yeah, 10 minutes usually works. So they want you to, they're saying that they want you to turn the dial back to 0 and then back to 10 for, you know, all the time, and then back off at nighttime. So it, and people don't do that, so it works. You just set it in the 10-minute setting, and it seems to work. Anyways, okay. This unit, this cover, just comes off. There's a screw right there, and a screw right there, and a screw right there, and a screw right there. I just took the screws out. They're Phillips screws. They look like that. And take it out, and cover just comes out like that. And here's your unit under here. There's your evaporation tray on the left. I think it's about 800 watts. Sight glass. The unit uses an expansion valve. There's your receiver. There's your liquid line. Dryer, sight glass, boom, up to the unit, back, You got pressure control here for high pressure manual reset. Let me see if I can get a light in there for you. You have the units unplugged. So let me see if I can get you. Let's see if you can see on the top over there. There's a manual reset button. So way up there, there's a black button in the corner there of that combination control. There, that black button. That's a high pressure reset when your condenser fan motor takes a shit. And they only last. This one, I already changed it. This unit is about a 2008, 2009 model. And I changed it probably last year, which was 2017. So lasted about 9 years. Not bad. RO404. I changed that pressure control in 2001, it looks like. It was a warranty deal. It was, I think it had broken, something had broken during, I think it was right here, because that's where I welded in the low pressure control right here. Back in 2001, I did the warranty repair. They warranted the control or something. I forget what was wrong. Anyways, so what we got wrong today, I believe, is the cube relay timer, which is down there, or the potentiometer, the one of the two up here, or this potentiometer, because the unit, no matter what the dial setting is, the unit just keeps running. So gotta see what's what. So I'm going to test the potentiometer first and see if it actually changes when I turn the dial. So let's do some testing. Okay, so this is the new cube relay timer. It's made by Aerotronics. And there's the number on it, the TGK AD10 1H/0H3DA2JNS 120 volt. There's all the rest of the stuff on there. You can read it. Okay, this is the new timer. There's your date code on there. It looks like, okay. And this timer I got from RHS, and it was the last one in Colorado. They didn't even have one in California. So I don't know if when I'm going to need another one for, there's another unit. The client has another unit that's in another store. If I need one for that, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to go to Aerotronics and see if they got them, because I don't know if RHS is carrying them anymore. It's a 2008, 2009 unit, so it's about 10 years old, 9-10 years old. So anyways, what this part of the video is about is, okay, there's the existing one right there, and you can see it looks the same. I'm trying to get the camera in closer. There's the blue. I'm trying to get the blue knob on there, on the relay. See, it's right back there. See if you can get it in. There it is. It's set at like 10 minutes on the dial. On this little dial right here, it goes from 0 to 20 minutes. All the way counterclockwise to the left is 0. Let me see if I can turn it for you. There it comes all the way set at 0 like that, the arrow. And this one is set for a 10-minute time delay, which is over there, and that's 20 minutes. So from there to there is 20, so looks like a little more than 10 minutes. Halfway on the die would be 10 minutes, so they got it set at about there. So that's your delay. Your external resistor wires, the potentiometer hooks up to the two side wires that I took off. I took them off right here, foaming them out. These are the two side wires that were hooked on there. Up at the two side wires over there. Okay. That's your external resistor to the potentiometer to dial in runtime. And what's nice about Federal here is they actually labeled the wires, which is cool. I actually see it says timer 2, and that's the actual 2 position on the thing, and then on the relay, and then 3. They actually labeled this wire timer 3, and timer 1, and timer, I guess this would be 4, are not labeled on the relay though. So you want to take a picture of this, because there is no, there's 2 and 3, but there's no 1 and 4, which seems kind of messed up. You'd think there would be a number somewhere, because they've got 2, 3, 6, and 7. These guys that make these things, anyways. Crazy world of crazy. All right, anyways, so there's your number on this relay. That's the one that I'm pulling out. That's the Aerotronics. Let me see if there's any number on that. It's just cube relay timer. There's another number up there. I'll get a better picture of that when I pull it out. Okay, so much. Okay, this is the cube relay out, the old one, out of position, pain in the rear to get out, but Phillips screws, that's what they're using. Number 2 Phillips. You just get at it from the top like that, and just undo it. Just a number 2 Phillips screw. There's your this maybe looks a little different. I'll have to see here. Got to maybe clean this up a little bit. Okay, so old timer's out. They look really they look identical. They the numbers 6 and 7, there's the external resistor, the dials, the 2 and 3, and the 2 and 3 down here. And also we have, I found the old number on the old one is on the back, stickers on the back. This one stickers on the front, but they're both I believe the same numbers probably. TGKAD 101, yep, exact same numbers. Delay 10 to 60 minute, yep, yeah, exact same relay. So both Aerotronics, the old one was Aerotronics too. So, yep, so same deal. Good to go. I'm gonna change the relay out, change the rheostat out, and send her down the road. Okay, so actually, should we go old one on the left, new one on the right. Okay, world, there is a difference between the old timer on the left and the new timer on the right. This timer in this position where the arrow, you can see the arrow is facing up to off, that is the full counterclockwise. Let me get a screwdriver and show you here. Okay, so put a little screwdriver in here. Okay, so there, that's the full counterclockwise position on that timer. Okay, and there's all the way around. Okay, this one is different. Its full counterclockwise position is here, is with the arrow down, and there's all the way around. So there is a little difference. So this from the factory was set at off, where it's pointing to off up here. Okay, and there would be like halfway, and there's full turn on the dial, 20-minute delay timer. So since they're using an external resistor, they want it set in the off position. That's why. Okay, so this relay did come in the off position down there, all the way at the left, but that's not, you see the off is up there, it's not the same. So you need to be all the way counterclockwise, just like the old one was, which is, that's your no resistance. That would be your no time delay, and that would be 20-minute time delay. So that's off. So you want to be this one, you want to be fully counterclockwise, which is there, and that's halfway, and that's full. That's full turn. Okay, so there's a difference between these two. So that's it. So just make sure you're fully counterclockwise on your timer going in. They're going to be in different positions, but this one's fully counterclockwise from the factory, and so should this one be. Okay, there you go. Okay, these are the terminals that are being used on the timer, on the tensionometer rather. So just the left to center and the left one. If you were looking at the 3 terminal points straight on. So if you're looking at the new, you got a new tensionometer right here, you'd be looking at the left one and the center one. So I'm going to solder up a new tensionometer now. I got the relay replaced. The fresh relay in there. Got the fresh tensionometer in there. Okay guys, so I did some testing here with this is the new potentiometer on the right over there, and the old potentiometer. But the old potentiometer had wires on it, so I don't know how much of a difference that's going to make. I'm going to check. I'm going to solder these wires onto this new potentiometer and do an ohm check again and see what kind of resistance values we have. But these are what we had. We had the old potentiometer that's still in the unit right now. At the 0 position, I had a 1/2 ohm of resistance. The new potentiometer, without any wires attached to it, has 1/10 of an ohm. So we got 4/10 of an ohm resistance difference, which is quite significant. And then it stays laterally pretty much the same at a 1/2 dial. This is a 1/2 dial, and this is a full dial, full turn on the dial. So a 1/2 turn on the dial have on the old potentiometer 1.123 million ohms, and then I have 0.9 million ohms, so not quite 1 million ohms. And then at full dial we have 1.8 million ohms and 1.96 million ohms. So those are your figures right there. So let's see how long this thing runs. I actually think the potentiometer is the problem because it wasn't going down low enough, the ohms, so that the unit was running too long. So I will be putting a new potentiometer in there. And I just replaced the relay just because this one's, you know, like 8-9 years old. You know, it's like if I'm in there, I might as well do it, you know. And then we're set to go for another 8-9 years, you know. Just that way it's done, you know. So hopefully. But yeah, I'm by testing here, it sure looks like the potentiometer is the problem. So let me get to soldering. Okay guys, this is the old potentiometer, still in place. I'm just documenting which wires are attached where, you know, in what position. So when you get the potentiometers from Federal, I bought these parts from these potentiometers from Federal. They give you the option of buying just a potentiometer for 50 bucks, or one with have wires on it for 150 or 200 bucks or something. So I opted to just get the $50 potentiometer by itself. So anyways, went over to Ace Hardware and bought myself a soldering iron. I'm surprised I didn't have one on the truck. I used to have one a long time ago, but you know where things go. Anyways, so I bought myself a little weller here. All total, I think it was 28 bucks, 26 bucks, something like that. So anyways, should work. I'm gonna try doing a little soldering here. Going back to the old days, the old Radio Shack days. Got a lot of time behind an old weller, one with the soldering base, and put it in the base and has a sponge on it, and the old days electronics. Anyways, got to get to it. Okay, I got the new potentiometer. I soldered the wires onto it. Didn't do too bad for about 30 years since I've been behind a soldering iron. Not bad. It didn't come out too bad. So anyhow, redid the ohm readings. Checked to see if the ohm readings were going to be any difference with the wire on it versus no wire on it. And there's no difference whatsoever. So after testing the old potentiometer and the new potentiometer, the failure, I believe, is in the potentiometer because of the difference in ohm reading. You're looking at a 0.4 of an ohm reading at the zero thing. So I will pull out the old one and retest, but that's where I believe the failure is in this unit. And so that's that. Okay, so removing this potentiometer, there's a little screw there in the right there in the black part of the knob. You have to unscrew that to unscrew that off of there, and then we'll take a wrench and we'll take it out. So all right, let me see if I can do it with one hand. Pull a NorCal, see if we do a one-handed wrench turning. No, I don't think so. Too small screw. I think I might have to get a smaller screwdriver. That's a pretty small screw. I don't know if this one's gonna do it. Let's see. This one, see if this little guy's gonna do it. We'll see. Okay. That little knobby comes off. Just comes straight, pulls straight off. Take it off, undo the screw, and just got to take a wrench and undo this nut. Back in a minute. Let me see. Okay. This actually right here is a 9/16, I believe. That's 5/8. Yep. Okay. Yeah. 9/16 wrench. nut. And take the potentiometer out. Just like that. Yeah. Should be looking a little nasty. That's for sure. 8, 9, 10 years. Something like that. Wiring guy, the guys that did the wire soldering, not that great either. Time to go. I used the new relay. I put the new relay in and tried the old potentiometer with it, and it did shut off at 8 minutes, but I still don't trust it. That's why I'm putting in a new potentiometer. If you want to do the job right, I recommend replacing the relay and the potentiometer, and I believe we get good satisfaction that way. I believe the major problem was the potentiometer, but I got a feeling that the relay was failing too. It wasn't quite on there too. All right. Okay. Did some cleanup. The rag and the 409. I tell you, man, these stuff, guys, if you're not using this stuff 409, this is the shit. 409, man, it rocks for just cleaning up stuff, man. It even pulls off some of the grease up there, and the grease down there, you can see the difference, like where it cleaned and where it's not clean in the back. Look, man, just a quick wipe, a quick spray, 2 seconds, you know, and a couple of rags, just clean it all up, man. I'll tell you, 409 looks beautiful. Yeah, it's a nice spot. I got my spot all cleaned up for where my new potentiometer is going to go into, man, and it didn't even hurt the 409. I didn't spray it directly on the tag, but you know, the rags were, you know, wet and stuff and everything, and the tag still held up, man. Check out that tag. It's pristine still. Put that on video so I always have it, because it probably won't be there 10 years from now. So now I have it, and you guys have it too out there. Yeah, so we got the new relay in, and I don't know if you guys can read that. Let's put that there for you. I think that's about the pressure control settings. Anyways, so set. I'm gonna put the new pot back in. Okay, guys, this is the potentiometer. After I got done soldering it, it's all set up. I got some new ends on it. Some new ends. Nice fresh ends on there. And they do give you, when you get new pots, potentiometers, I call them pots, so they give you new knobs and new lock washers and washers and stuff, which is cool. Unlike Dave's from NorCal, his wheels, they don't give you the new nut. They don't give you new nuts, which is kind of like when you get the motors. Sometimes these days you get motors, but you don't get nuts. I think they actually started giving you nuts with some of the motors, like Hvac's and stuff these days, but that always pissed me off because they give you a new motor and it had a different thread shaft on the threads on the things, and then the old nuts wouldn't work, so you'd have to search your truck for nuts or go get nuts or something. That always used to piss me off. Anyways, all right, off on a rant, sorry. Let me get this new pot in. Okay, I got the new potentiometer in. There it is, in all her glory. By the way, you guys need to know, there is a little dimple in here that the potentiometer has to go a certain way. I was just gonna face it with the wires, you know, facing down, but it has to be like this. it actually fits into that hole. So there's a dimple, a tit sticking out on the potentiometer that sticks into that hole. So you have to line that up. And it's 9/16 nut, American made unit, American nut. That's nice. Got our wire tied in, and hopefully I'm trying to get this thing to focus. Yeah, but there it is. So I'll wire it in. Hopefully she goes good. New cube relay, wires cleaned up, shortened, new ends on them, new rheostat up here, new potentiometer. Had to solder wires on it because they don't come with wires soldered on it, so I had to solder that, install it, cleaned up the whole cabinet, so it should be good to go. Okay, new rheostat, actually potentiometer they call it, installed, and new cube relay, and I'm going to put the knob on it now. Okay world, oh, this is the final on it. Knob's on, and there it is in all its glory. Minimum runtime on this thing, when it's all the way counterclockwise, looks to be between 8 and 9 minutes. Looks like it has about a 5 to 6 minute air defrost or off cycle time between run times. So just wanted to point that out, that the minimum runtime on that is between 8 and 9 minutes, closer to 9 minutes, and off time of 5 to 6 minutes. And that's this LPRSS3 made by Federal. I don't know where the damn tag is on the front. There should be a Federal tag on this, but there's not. Anyways, and for those of you that don't know, the model number tag is up there, top shelf, up there, underneath, under there. Okay, thanks for watching. Click like on the video and subscribe. All right, take care. Bye. Okay, what I did want to mention also is that when on the initial call, I disconnected the external resistor, the potentiometer, from the external resistor parts, contact parts on the solid state relay, and I was testing test the solid state relay to see if it would not, because the unit should shut off. And the unit would stay running for over 12 minutes with nothing attached to the external resistor. So that told me that the solid state relay was stuck together, so or not working right. So anyways, so that's why I changed out. That's one of the reasons why I changed out the relay too, because of that and age, so it's all working good now. Like I said, minimum runtime, the minimum position now is like 8 minutes, 9 minutes, and it's off for 5 or 6 minutes, and goes back on and does its thing like it's supposed to. All right, thanks for watching. Click like on the video, and take care. Thanks, bye.